everybody. Hey, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you, Savannah. That's really all I want to say today. It's what she said, and that's what it's all about. But I really wanted to just say hey to the 2013 graduating and founding class of Chicago Tech Academy, and good afternoon to everybody, and the guardians and parents that are here. I'm humbled yet and proud to stand before you for a few moments sharing with you what I believe are the thoughts and reflections on the meaning and responsibility that each of you have and what you have achieved. But I first must give credit and honor to the Honorable Mayor Daley, because he had a vision about Chicago Tech. He knew that there would not be enough of you who had knowledge about technology, science, engineering, math, arts, social sciences to keep up with the demand that was here in Chicago in our impressive and growing technology sector. And from this vision, Chicago Tech was born. But second, I also recognize Matt Hancock, the leader of this fine academy, who always says, but it's about the team, it's about the team. And I thank you, Matt, for doing all that you do. Give him a round of applause. Matt delicately guided this vision that didn't exist before into this great institution where students are excited to come to learn every single day and achieve the curriculum that laid before each of you that are graduating today. To the board, the faculty, and the guardians and parents of the students that are sitting here before you, I wanted to say hi. And now to all of you that are graduating. First, I want to say hey to my girls. Yadashay, Erica, Giovanna, Shannon, Martha, Savannah. I love all of you, and I expect amazing things from you going forward. As I reflected in my spirit about what this day was really going to mean to all of you, a quote kept coming into my mind, and the quote is that what got you here won't take you there. What got you here won't take you there. What is meant by that is usually whatever skill or experience or achievement that you may have to get to the first level of success, it'll be necessary to go to the next level, but it won't be enough to get you to that next level. So you can't stay in the same place of who you are, what you know, and what you do, what you experience, and be able to get to that next level of achievement or success. So if you look at school, what got you into your freshman class was certainly required to get you into your senior class and to graduate, but it wasn't enough. You had to learn more, you had to do more, you had to experience more as a senior versus a freshman. So you have to expand who you are and what you know to be able to go to that next level. And the more you increase yourself as a person, as a leader, and increase your capabilities, your role in your life will also increase. And that's just how it goes. So the question I've been reflecting on, is that really true? That what got you here won't really take you there. But before we answer that, let's define what does here mean. Where are you right now? Where are you? You have overcome a lot. You have overcome haters. You overcame unenlightened people who didn't know how special you were or how special this academy is. You overcame mental, emotional, physical, academic, social barriers that were in front of you, but still you got to this point. In this morning, Saturday morning's New York Times, there was statistics about high schoolers, and it gave statistics about the average 100 high schoolers graduating and what they've had to endure this past year. Let me tell you what I read. Over 100, out of 100 high school graduates, 71 had been physically assaulted. 21 had sexually transmitted diseases. 39 had been bullied, physically or emotionally. 10 had been raped. 29 felt sad and hopeless. 34 are overweight, and 22 living in poverty. Out of 100 typical high schoolers, whatever your situation is, you overcame it. And you told yourself that nothing was going to stop you from marching up down these steps to get your diploma. Amen. You have reached a milestone that too few people in America can say they've achieved. This milestone gives you inalienable rights to continue to pursue your dream and your purpose at a higher education institution across America, whether it's Malcolm X, Harold Washington, Indiana University, wherever it is, you now have reached that milestone. Where is here? Here is nothing more than a step if you want to work and be part of organizations that want to make a difference in this world. You know you've achieved more than a lot of people do. You know Agile software development. You know what PMI certification is. You know what an SDLC is. You have vendors from the tech industry. You know HTML, JavaScript, and C#. You know how to take a problem apart like a puzzle and put it back together. You have a skill that can be applied to life situations. And you can approach anything in life in a systematic way, an orderly way to get results from where you started. But where is here? Here is where you have created a legacy and helped Chicago Tech create a strong record of being part of an educational approach that's generating 2 to 4 times more academic growth in 1 year than an average Chicago public school student. That's a lot of growth. The question is, what you gonna do with that? So the question remains, is what got you here going to get you there? But before we answer that, we have to think about what got you here to this point. How did you all walk down and graduate? You had motivation, number one, and a desire to succeed. You were motivated by the promise of what would come with focusing on technology, that you were okay being in a class of pioneers where there was one small computer lab, not a whole bunch else. You were motivated by the power of technology and excited by the ability to form network with your peers, companies and mentors. People like Microsoft and SAP and Groupon came to your school and helped your school become the place to be, the place to learn. I hear there's 1,000 applicants for 120 slots. Chicago Tech is the place to be, the place to learn. You had sacrifice. You were willing to give up things like a basketball team, cheerleading, homecoming, maybe a swimming pool, senior prom. You gave up free time so you could complete your projects and homework on time. You dared to be different. That's what else you did to come down here. Not trying to be like everyone else at your age where peer pressure is very strong. While your friends and neighbors have thought that C# was just a sound made by one of the black keys on the piano, you were creating video games and studying open architecture and learning about project management discipline. But you were in good company. People like Michael Jordan, Lupe Fiasco, Oprah Winfrey, President Barack Obama and Michelle, and others who were from or lived in Chicago didn't just get in where they could fit in. They took who they were and they used their gifts of being different to make a difference. That's what got you here. You all had a work ethic. You planned out your work and then you worked your plan. And then you made sure you completed your work so you could reach each milestone. So if that is what here is, then what is there? There is the role that you have been called to play. There is the role that each of you will play to change the world for the better. Yep, you all are here to change the world for the better. And that's a tall order. You are in the field of technology, which is a utility. It's a tool that is used to have an impact on governments, corporations, individuals, in every imaginable way. Like every tool, whether it be a knife, our human body, our attitude, it can be used to do good things and bad things. On the bad side, there are technologies that can rob gas stations simply by finding vulnerabilities in the point-of-sale software that can pop open a cash register. But y'all not going to do that. There is software that has been able to digitally rob ATMs across the US and Europe. From cyber terrorism that's sponsored by China and other countries against the US to steal our secrets, to being able to steal your identity via technology. There's a lot of bad that can be done with technology. But there's a tremendous amount of good that technology and you can do. It can help people learn how to read, how to walk again, how to live longer and be healthier, how to manage their portfolio of gold and grain. It enables telemedicine, telesurgeries that will have one doctor in one continent do surgery on another patient in another continent. Technology will advance and we may each have a robot that can help you around the house and just keep you company. The possibilities are endless, team, and so is your future. So is your capability to achieve. All you have to do is know where there is for you, and for you, and for you. So where is there? You are here because you have a purpose to go there. That purpose is to use your gifts and strengths in science, technology, engineering, or math so the world can thrive. It doesn't take only one of us, it takes all of us. Not just one of you, but all of you. Each of us have fingerprints on our hands that are uniquely different from anybody else in this room. Just like our hands are different from other people's hands, so are each of you. You are all individual of God's fingerprints, different and unique and special. So there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go by yourself, go alone. But if you want to go far, you need to go together. The world needs all of you together in order for us to go far. Together, we have to change the world. That when you fulfill your purpose in the only way that you can, individually, uniquely, you will have emotional, social, financial success in ways that you can't even imagine today. My mother and father died of cancer over 26 years ago, and he never got to meet my baby boy, Jared, who's now 26 years old. They died too early in their life, and they died because of lack of access to good health care. I made a commitment that caused me to leave IBM, where I was doing technology, just like you all are thinking about doing technology, but I was doing it without a cause, without a purpose. I left IBM and joined Johnson & Johnson, you know, the baby company, the heart company, the hip and the knee, and the pharmaceutical company, the diagnostic company. So I could take my gift of technology and leadership to make a difference so that nobody else's mother or father or sister or brother or aunt or uncle would die of a disease that took my mother and father's life way too soon. So the answer to the question is, what got you here going to take you there? Yeah, I believe that what got you here is required to take you there, but you know I'm going to go. It's not enough. So all the things that I mentioned before, motivation, sacrifice, daring to be different, great work ethic, they're all critical, but there's more, and you're going to need it to get there. So how will you get there? Number one, integrity and reputation. Don't ever let your skills take you where your character can't keep you. That's right. I'll say it again. Don't let your skills take you where your character can't keep you. Always have honor and uprightness that will withstand anything that may come your way. The only thing that you can take to your grave is your reputation. I was listening to the Temptations on the way here, and they said that all Daddy left with us was alone. Right? You know, Papa was a Rolling Stone, y'all too young. Anyway, the only thing that you can take to your grave is your reputation. So don't be tempted by short-term gain that will compromise your long-term character. There are many stories of people with enormous talent. Politicians, basketball players, yeah, pastors, golfers, entertainers, and even teachers that have lost sight of the bigger picture. They have talent that enabled them to have success and recognition and financial prosperity. But their talent, which is given by God, clashed with their character, which is nurtured and perfected by each of us individually. Number two, technologies are like tattoos. It can last forever. How many of y'all have a tattoo? No, never mind, don't tell me. Your parents are probably here. They probably don't know y'all have a tattoo. That's okay, I'm sorry. But just as I spoke about your reputation, don't forget that if a picture of you doing something wrong, or a blog or an email makes it to Facebook or any social media, like a tattoo, it's impossible to erase. You may not be able to erase what's out there though, but you need to do all you can, search Google, and make sure that you do a lot of good things that will also have your name out there. So whatever you've done in the past that is out there in technology, in the cyberspace, make sure you can do as much as you can to counteract that with some good things. So whether it's employers, law enforcement, even future husbands and wives will check Google to find out about you. So continue to be a pioneer. My favorite hero, who always will be, is Harriet Tubman. And she was the conductor of the Underground Railroad. Okay, that's good. So she was a role model, though, for freedom, for life, and for courage. And she did what I call the push and the pull technique. She pushed forward for freedom, while she pulled others behind her to follow. She was a role model and gave people hope and something to cling to. Some of you all may not have a mother or a father that is alive or even with you. I don't have either. Mine died, as I said, over 25 years ago. Yet even possibly without having the best family situation, or maybe you had financial hardship or other pressures, you pushed through like Harriet Tubman to earn your freedom. But don't waste the opportunity that you currently have to push forward to learn even more, to know more, and to do more, like Harriet. Don't think that the graduation is only for your benefit. You are doing it for all of us, for you, the next generation, and for the rest of the world. Don't forget, you're a pioneer, and you are the world. Number 4, persevere and focus on your dream. Know that impossible isn't a fact, it's only an opinion. Know that you can do whatever you set your mind to do to tell yourself. I was born a poor black child in Phoenix, Illinois. The population of Phoenix was 1,500. It always stayed that way. Whenever a girl got pregnant, the boy left town. 1,500 people in Phoenix, Illinois. We had one bathroom for 7 people. No shower. And my mother and father gave my brother, because he was a one boy, there was a small food pantry, became his bedroom. I had to walk to grade school, got bused to Thornbridge High School. I've been spat on, I've been stoned, I've been chased by people of a different race that called me a name that my mother didn't give me. When I got to high school, I was told by my high school counselor that I wouldn't be anything but a secretary, so I should take shorthand and learn how to type real good. That's exactly what I became, for a little while anyway. I didn't go to college until one day I woke up and realized that although I got my high school diploma that I was here, I knew that there wasn't my being a secretary. Impossible is only an opinion. It only becomes a fact when you believe it. Now, as Savannah said, that was my number 5, was about responsibility. So she took my thunder a little bit. It's the ability to choose how you're going to respond to stuff. We all are in hot water. You have chosen that you're a coffee bean. You have decided that when you're in hot water, when the tests are too hard, when it's too early in the morning, when the snow is too deep on the ground, when it's too cold, when your parents aren't here, and you have every excuse not to do what you're going to do, you decided to be a coffee bean. You decided to change the water with your flavor, and with your intensity, and with your values. You influence whatever you touch. So whether the hot water is your job, your school, relationships, or global issues like inequality or injustice or the lack of opportunity, you can choose your response. As I began this talk about the barriers that you have overcome of abuse, depression, assault, poverty, whatever it is, you have the ability to choose how you will respond to the other children that are going to come behind you, the juniors, the 8th graders. How can what happened to you, or maybe your best friend, become the hot water you find yourself in that makes you change? So you are on the edge of greatness. You are earning the credentials and the experience to be a strong, vocal, and credible voice for change, an advocate for people. Just like Mayor Daley was the advocate for you. You have an obligation now to stand up and respond like a coffee bean, change the water, change the world. Inspiration, education, and connection to all that you come and interact with. That's your responsibility. You may not always be able to control what's happening around you or to you, but you can choose your response. If you don't stand for something great, you will influence by just about anything. Disrupt yourself. That's number 6. You will always be able to change the world through always changing yourself. Microsoft and Bill Gates used to go to his compound in Washington State. and they would have a week or a month-long session where they would look at their products and say, how can we disrupt and obsolete this particular laptop, this particular software? They did it before the competition would do it. So just like the iPhone 5 disrupts the iPhone 4 and iPhone 6 is on its way, just like the Surface by Microsoft is coming to try to disrupt the iPad, make a you 2.0. Find a way to disrupt yourself before someone else does. As you change and improve and grow, it'll rub off and leak out into the rest of the world. If there are 2 applicants for a job at my company, and they have the same education, same everything, and there is one point of superior differentiation between them, say one of them speaks Chinese because I'm moving our office to Shanghai, if one of them has spent 6 months doing an internship in India, the one with the differentiating skills is who I will hire. It is the one that I've hired, if they keep improving themselves, that's who I'm going to promote to a higher position. So always find a way to disrupt yourself. I got 2 more for you. Surround yourself with role models and mentors. That's all I want to say. Surround yourself with people who have an ambition, who are striving to be great. My son graduated from Morehouse College 2 years ago, and the president of his college said 2 things to them. Number 1, go out there and get a job, and that's what I'm saying to you. Go out there, go to college, get a job, and do really, really well. But as you're doing well, I want you to go out there and do good. Do good to your fellow human being. Do good with your gifts. Take your time, your talent, and your treasures, and do good whether or not it's easy. But just know that doing good is the right thing to do. That is my wish for you. You owe it to yourself, fulfill your purpose, and go there. May God bless you, and have a great graduation.